Sunday night. It's me hanging out with Trinity, and then later on Chris Putnam. I guess he'll decide to join us at some point. I like it when people show up. I don't know if you knew this or not, Trinity.
I did.
I like it when people show up, number one, but also show up a couple of minutes early so that when we go live, we're all here. I don't know. Crazy concept. All right, here we go. Commercial time. Got to do this.
Our nation is standing up for American workers, restoring the pride of making products here at home. That's what we do every day. We're America's beverage companies, making American products with American workers in America's hometowns, delivering brands that have been enjoyed for generations, creating good-paying jobs, the kind that require only a strong work ethic. Because we believe in the promise of America and the people who make it great.
Today's episode is brought to you by one of our sponsors. Shut up while I do a live read. Here, let me fix this problem. Goodbye. Today's episode is brought to you by one of our sponsors, the American Beverage Association. You guys have been seeing these videos I've been playing for the past couple of weeks, and I just want to tell you a little bit more about them. A lot of people are talking American jobs these days, which is great. But our friends at America's Beverage Companies have been walking the walk this whole time, providing good-paying jobs, the kind that only require a strong work ethic, jobs that make it possible to raise a family, put down roots, and build a future. They always have been and always will be American companies making American products with American workers all across this great country. 275,000 American workers across all 50 states show up every day to put in an honest day's work to help make America great at America's Beverage Companies. Learn more at WeDeliverForAmerica.org. It's WeDeliverForAmerica.org. Now I'm going to bring back a person who doesn't know when to shut up.
You know, just when I thought you weren't going to kick me out at this one time.
And then also Chris Putnam, the CEO of the Dallas Express. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Tim. How are you?
Pretty good. I like that you have the whole titles in there today.
There you go.
And I'm here with there's Trinity again. Are we going to learn when to speak and not speak, Trinity, or no? It's good.
No, I don't think so.
Fine. Trinity is the director of operations for Tim Young Industries Incorporated.
That is me.
Similar to Vandelay Industries, we are an importer and exporter. And also, I want to welcome the people from Standards and Practices. I didn't realize I had a Standards and Practices department, but the people watching at home right now, ruining their evening by waiting for me to say something off color so that they can read my jokes to me on Monday morning. I'm very excited about them being here as well. You don't know that story yet, Chris. I'll tell you. You'll love it. Hey, do me a favor, though, Chris. Is there a way to reverse your image so that your hat... Oh, here, I can do it. I did it. I fixed it for you. Now it says Dallas Express instead of whatever demonic thing, Dallas Express backwards. I'm not sure what that is. Are you somewhere right now like exotic? I feel like you're an exotic place kind of guy.
No, I'm here in Dallas.
Okay, well, it just looks cool. I don't know what's going on. All right, Chris.
I wish I was.
Let's do the serious stuff first here, and get this out of the way. I want to go to your Twitter, because earlier today, let me see if you have it here.
I feel like I need a hat to match y'all.
Well, you could have a hat.
I'll get you one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, so you posted earlier today, and I retweeted you. Where is the? Here we go. One way to help. Here we go. Thank you for posting this earlier today. Make sure that people see this. You can go to We the Remnant. They're doing the Remnant Ministry Texas. They're doing Hill Country flood relief. Sorry. And we're going to go here. The Dallas Express obviously getting very involved in this. Can you tell us just what the latest is on this? I haven't had a chance to follow it as much as I should have. I know that you are the man when it comes to this type of stuff. Chris, can you tell us what's going on there?
Yeah, I mean, as everybody knows, it's just a terrible situation. There's a lot of 8-year-old girls still missing. And I actually have 2 friends, one of whom has likely lost a niece in the flood, and another friend whose family has probably lost twins. It's heartbreaking, absolutely heartbreaking. And so we're doing everything that we can to make people aware of the relief effort and, specifically opportunities to help out, whether as volunteers or to provide, whatever goods and services that, they have particular expertise in, to help the relief effort. And then Tuesday night, we're going to be doing a fundraiser in Fredericksburg with my friend Rich O'Toole, who's a very well-known Texas Americana artist, to raise money for the families and victims of the flood. There's a lot of funerals, sadly. And as you probably know, people don't plan for funerals for eight-year-olds. It's just awful.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's where was the disconnect here with everything that happened? Because I know that there were flood warnings, appropriate flood warnings that went out.
I think it was just a simple matter of this happened at like 4 a.m. And it was like a tsunami. Like people have talked in terms of 20-foot walls of water, that came in, and these children, particularly this one camp, were in cabins, and the cabins were spread out across the property. And, whether they got out of those cabins or didn't, it doesn't really matter, but we lost a lot of children.
Yeah, it's incredibly sad. The whole thing is
So
sad.
sad. I just got teary-eyed reading about it earlier.
I've had
a
hard week. I've had a hard weekend.
Yeah, there's just no. I mean, it's awful. Here, this will just make you angry instead of sad. Here's the, of course, the leftists who can't help themselves.
They have to politicize everything, right? Including the death of children. It's just ridiculous. There was nothing that was going to save these kids. It was just a freak event.
I mean, this is. Here's I don't even know who this person is. That Texas deserves every flood. God has spoken and it hates Texas. I mean, it's just trash.
Well, one of them was the Dallas City Councilman. Who.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That politicized the entire thing, and it's disgusting. There's really nothing to say. Like, it's so awful, and I mean, these people are just absolutely heartless.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is just horrifying. So you're going down. Hold on, let's get this pulled back up again. Tuesday the 8th, in Fredericksburg on Main Street. That's cool. Very cool.
The idea is just to raise as much money as we can for victims and their families, so they can, take care of these children however they want to in the most appropriate way for them, and also to support our first responders who, just been incredible. Almost every community in North Texas, I'm North Texas, Dallas-Fort Worth, has sent support down there. And the good news is this is one of those situations where, it's just as a larger Texas community, people have really rallied and are supporting each other. And that's the story, in addition to the loss that we've experienced. Not these idiots on X, who want to politicize this event. That's just crazy.
I think it's interesting. I don't know, Trinity, how much you paid attention to this, but I
did my research.
Good. Well, I mean, it's not hard to do this one, but when you take a look online at the people who were talking about it, I mean, everybody suddenly went online. I know you're a news guy, Chris, but all of a sudden, all of these influencers were trying to cash in on it, and that's what they're doing, by the way. They're cashing in on it by going in and trying to post updates like they're the news or something, and then post videos and there's a line for me. Yeah, for posting things, and I'll post stuff about Democrats and things that they hate and that kind of thing. But there's a real line for me on cashing in on tragedies, and I just feel like there were a bunch of people who were just repeating the news and the talking points to try to get as many clicks as possible. And
or it's not even news; it's just rumor and innuendo, which doesn't help anything. I mean, a lot of these families, particularly the families that are holed up in a school, who are the families of the children that were at the Mystic camp, they're being, they're purposely trying to keep a lot of this out of the media because a lot of families haven't been notified. They're waiting to be notified. And the rumor and innuendo doesn't help anything.
No, there was one point, there was a guy who, and I forget who it was. He was one of the normal guys that I follow or have the team follow here. And he was posting the wrong pictures of little girls saying that they passed away. And it's dude, come on, man. There's just again, you and I, Trinity's working on being an influencer, and you and I are in the news business, and we, you run a big organization. I'm a talking head. It just doesn't cross our minds to cash in and do that kind of stuff. I think it's just a level of trash, and it just should show people who's just out there trying to make money off of stuff all the time, and they'll just say anything and do anything.
Yeah, that's one of the really disappointing things about social media. And of course, You see it all the time on X. There's people that just 100%, it's about the clicks, you know, and it's about their ability to monetize a situation like this. And that's not what we need right now.
Mm.
Sorry to go hard on this, Trinity. Usually I make fun of you on Sunday nights, and
Oh, that's okay.
It took a turn.
Just trying to keep from crying.
Well, here's well, hold on to your butts. It's a story again from the Dallas Express. The Camp Mystic director died trying to save girls in the flood.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually
read about this.
Yeah, there's a couple of examples of camp directors in that area that actually perished in the flood trying to save some of these children. They're going to be heroes, and they should be.
I'm sharing that article right now on X for people to go read. It's just crazy. And when this happened, I mean, what was it? Under an hour that the floodwaters rose. What was it? 37 feet or something like that? Was something crazy?
Yeah, there's different accounts.
So fast.
20 to 40 feet in like inside a half hour to an hour. I mean, it was an extreme weather event. And, you know, I was literally talking to somebody about this a half hour ago. You know, Canyon Lake has been at 40% of pool for some time now. Lake Travis has been down for a while, you know, sustained drought. And it's just like, it's crazy to think that, like, you know, those reservoirs could not have, you know, solved this problem. You know, that the water came so fast, and it was such an extreme weather event that these people were just overwhelmed in the early morning hours when nobody's awake.
Yeah, it's just sad. Is there any good news from this weekend other than this stuff? I mean,
I would just say though, the response, you know, in general, I mean, this is when, you know, it's a test of character, right? And this is when we see, you know, people, it doesn't matter what your politics are, it doesn't matter what your religion is, but a lot of people have, you know, shown up and, you know, really gone to great lengths to support the relief effort, and we're going to continue to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Trinity, can you shut your dog up? Is that your dog?
It is my dog. Sorry, I put myself on mute for that reason.
You're gonna cry when you get fired for having a dog bark during the.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
Ruining the mood.
I'm just giving you. I haven't given you a hard time about anything. I've been really kind to you lately, Trinity. I just want to tell you that.
That's true. It's been an experience.
It's confusing. No, by the way, she comes over. This is my favorite part of the whole thing. And by the way, make sure if you guys are enjoying this, you hit the retweet button. Trinity comes over yesterday. Here, by the way, hold before we do this. Shell's here. Atomica, pray for the victims and families of Hill Country. And hello, Shell. How you doing? Kitty says heart. I imagine to the stories that we're talking about here. If you guys are here, make sure you get in the chat. Shell, you're also welcome to join if you'd like to get in here. So Trinity comes over sometimes when she's stressed out, and I make her drinks, and she caught onto something yesterday. I'm the reverse of a creep. When she comes over and drinks, she looks at me. She takes a sip of her drink and she goes, "Is there alcohol in this?" I go, "Yeah." And she's like,
"Liar,
I'm feeling drunk."
You liar.
You take it to the speakeasy yet?
No, but I made her fruit drinks in the house yesterday with no alcohol in them.
The first one you gave me was alcoholic.
They're very, very little. The second one was straight up juice.
I poured more in it.
Anyway, so she likes to come over and think that she's getting drunk, and she's not getting drunk at all. It's nice.
You know what an SMU a co-eds meeting call is, right?
No.
Oh, I'm so drunk.
Terrible. Yeah, how was your 4th of July, everybody? How was your 4th of July? Chris, what did you have going on?
It wasn't terribly exciting. So I rewatched the John Adams miniseries on Netflix, boring. But while the fireworks were going off in my living room window. So it was kind of special that way.
Yeah, that's cool. What'd you do, Trinity? Did you and the fam do something?
Actually, my parents went off by themselves and watched fireworks.
What?
Yeah. Me and my sister actually went to one of our family friends' house, and we had a pool day and watched fireworks there. So it was a great time.
That was mine was here at the old Heritage Foundation.
That was quite a view.
Oh, beautiful.
Right? That wasn't a terrible. We didn't do bad. Didn't do bad on the roof of the Heritage Foundation there. I mean, that was a hell of and the thing was like I kind of got out of the way because like there were little kids and stuff, and I prioritized the little kids. But it was like I mean, this was wild. I think this was the end of the fireworks. Actually, that was the last one. But that was, I mean, there was no better the fireworks, and then there was a girl. How about that? We don't know who though. And then there was another one. Here's another good one. This was the coolest part of the whole thing for me. For about 90 minutes or more, maybe 2 hours, the whole everything around DC, fireworks going off like crazy.
We had that here in downtown Dallas.
awesome.
There were no less than 3 fireworks shows, and I happened to be like in the middle of Uptown, so I had like one out of every window. It was fantastic, and it's a great year to be an American.
Yeah, I think people are
I
actually
agree.
celebrating it. I agree with you. I think people are actually enjoying what's happening and what Trump is doing, and I think they believe that, as they should, that America's headed in the right direction. I'm very excited to be a part of that as well.
Polls
So
polls
really,
show that.
what?
Polls sure show that, and that's
Yeah.
that's not usual.
Yeah. I mean, this is wild. But this was again, like this is the every other like neighborhood, multiple fireworks going off all night long in Washington D.C. This looks way better on my computer than it did on my phone when I took it. So I'm glad that this is showing a little bit better than that. But the rooftop of the Heritage Foundation, the best party. I don't know who that is. And it was the best party, I think, probably in Washington. So glad to be there and hanging out with a
I
lot
was
of.
like, where's
interns.
my invite?
Well, you said you had something to do with the family,
Well, that didn't happen.
so I took
Next year.
a nice lady instead of my assistant.
Can't go wrong there.
I can't. Correct. If I can replace Trinity at any point, I will, and I've already begun doing that.
He
Hey, am I
loves me.
hanging out with your
Secretly
dad tomorrow?
loves me.
Am I smoking cigars with your dad tomorrow? Did you put that in my calendar?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, good. Everything has to be in my calendar, Chris. I can't.
Where do you live, Trinity?
Where do I
You're not
live?
You're not
Yeah.
gonna go find her house.
I'm not gonna stalk you, I promise.
That's what a stalker
Right.
would say.
South Lake,
Yeah.
Trump Club area.
Yeah. So I was the deputy mayor in the city adjacent, Colleyville. We called it South Fake.
South Fake. Nice. I like
No,
that.
There's great people there, of course.
If you say so. I mean, I
It
go to
doesn't
church
really
with a
count.
bunch of them now, so I guess they're not too fake there. By the way, I'm wearing my Bucky's gold necklace. I can't get. I have a
Love
Bucky's
it.
beaver nugget gold necklace. And you won't know if I'm successful. There might be signs though that I got my tiny little Bucky's gold necklace now. Go to Bucky's and buy a bunch of jewelry all the time and just decorate myself with it.
So like these bedazzled skulls, I buy them all.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah, they're all over my house.
Do you have like a light sign? What is that next to that?
Oh yeah.
Hold on, let's
It
get
lights up. Hold on, let me see if I can get it in there.
Oh, it says honky tonk. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it lights
Have
up.
you ever seen Glenn Beck's studio, his home studio that looks like it's like straight out of like Hobby Lobby, and it just says sports on the wall behind him. It just sports.
I haven't, but like Glenn's got some problems right now. Did you see that news?
No, what happened?
Yeah, bankrupt.
The
Oh no,
Blade?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, dang.
Dr. Phil's production company.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Also,
Merritt Street?
yeah, also
Dang.
producing in the Westlake area, right?
Yeah, I thought they were like Flower Mound or something, but like they're already like I thought they would have done decently because it's Dr. Phil. Doesn't that branding?
Yeah, it's confusing how that's not working.
Weird.
interesting.
Oh, it's because I've never been a guest.
There you go.
Have you been a guest on any of the Merritt Street productions?
I haven't.
Well,
I know a lot of those guys, but I have not been on any of the shows.
isn't that insulting when you know the people who are running the stuff? And it's like, hey, because I never ask, and usually when I do, then they say yeah right away. But like,
I'm in the news business. I'm not trying to be an influencer like you. So like,
well,
I'm trying to make sure that people, get the news in a different way than they're accustomed to getting it.
we can't all be famous and influential, Chris, and it's just
That's
it's
right.
a fact of life. It's very hard. It's difficult to come up with. It's tough out there. So too bad. You're just a successful CEO of a.
And I haven't seen you in a
major
couple
media
weeks. I'm
company.
really interested to hear about, like, particularly your experience at the Turning Point USA women's event.
Wait, you want to hear about that? Are we talking about that right now?
This is my favorite topic.
Swing and a miss. For me, it was a total swing and a miss, Chris. That was
Oh,
the whole. I went
How's
there,
that
and
possible?
It was great.
They're all
We had a
children.
great time.
Because they're all children there, and
It was in
so
your
when I
backyard.
go there, so Trinity in real life looks like she's 13 years old,
So not true.
and all the girls at the conference look like they were 13 years old. And so I went there and I just kind of hung out with some people and met stuff and met people. And then I put Trinity over and she got to meet everybody. That was cool. But
It was great.
The only rule was I need to have a ranch water in my hand at all times.
Ah,
And I'll pay for everything. Pretty much. That was the rule, right, Trinity? Wasn't that kind of the rule?
Yes.
Fair.
You're a very alcoholic ranch water.
Trinity,
Oh.
I'm single, and you know, Tim was he was talking a big game the week before about like, hey, we got to meet up at this thing, you know.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no. We
Yeah.
should not have. Let me tell you something. Double the creep would not have worked for us, friend. We would have been at the
Tim
bar
already got
like I
stopped by
was.
security. It's
Yeah.
not
No,
really
let me
bad.
tell you something. Security basically gave me a cavity search when I was there.
I got a funny story about that. So like this is totally unrelated, but I was once going through TSA at like 5, 6 in the morning in the
Mhm.
pre-line, and in front of me was Roger Staubach. And Roger Staubach is getting like a full-on TSA cavity search, you know, a pat down. And I looked at this kid and I'm like, do you understand who that is? I'm like, that's Captain America. You can't do that. And Roger looked back at me, just shook his head like, that's when you know we lost to the terrorists.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we take off our shoes while people who don't get TSA pre-check take off their shoes because one guy one time
Yeah.
tried to do one thing.
Yeah. One guy we caught.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do kind of like it though. Getting through once you're through security, it just life calms down once you get through
Oh,
security.
yeah. Your
and
blood
everything's
pressure goes
better.
down for sure.
Oh, dude, it's the worst.
You got
I
something to hide, Tim?
have nothing to hide, Trinity.
Oh, okay.
It's just a shame that like Elon
I'm
left.
told I
before-
talk too much on the internet.
It's a shame that Elon left before we got to TSA.
Yeah, well, those two children couldn't stop yelling at each other, and it would have been nice if we could get along and be friends, but apparently
Mhm.
not. And so, you know, that's how things go. Let's go to the chat. Let's see what we got going on here.
But by the way, what do you think about the America Party and what he's come up with? I have my own theory about
Stupid.
it.
Yeah, let's talk about that actually. So, Elon Musk. I'll get an article up for the graphics. I need it. Do you have an article on Dallas Express for the graphics on this?
I'm not sure, actually. I could check.
Oh, you're only ahead of
Chris,
me.
I'm interested to hear your theories. I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't think he's serious. I think it's all about just ensuring that, you know, Congress does codify a lot of the cuts that, you know, he was responsible for making, and that we actually do get to a point where legislatively, you know, those cuts that were made under executive order are permanent and pushing
Right.
the window a little bit to the right that way. And by the way, I don't know. You know, I have friends that are close to Elon. But I don't know.
No bragging.
I hope that's the situation. That's not a real third party movement, because as we all know, those are incredibly difficult, you know, to pull off. And
Right.
I watched this. Somebody told me tonight, it was a couple of weeks old, but the interview with Theo and JD Vance, and I was just so struck by. That was the first time I really sat down and listened at length to JD, and I couldn't have been more impressed. You know, he's just as authentic as it can be. You know, all the warts, his family history, everything else. Like, it's just incredible, and I would hate to see anything like a third party movement compromise that, because I really do believe the guy could be a transformational figure going forward politically.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm glad that the big beautiful bill got through though, and that Massey flipped, and you know, we didn't have any drama to get this done. But I think they actually know. I just kind of feel like this is all Elon and Trump kind of just blowing smoke to distract from other things. I don't know. Do you think they actually dislike each other?
Oh, I think Elon is, you know, we've talked about this, you know, and I'm close to the situation, particularly the State Department, and he's sincere about what he's trying to do, and he's frustrated. And I think this is him manifesting that frustration.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You know, America Party. I think this is a collaboration with Trump and Elon to distract the media. That's what I kind of think sometimes, Atomic too. But then they go back and forth on, like, you know, one's got Truth Social, one's got the X. I don't know.
It's hard to tell nowadays with everybody, with the media and everything like that. Because I was even reading up on it again today, just to update myself. And to me, my first thought was,
Fake.
is this actually for real?
Mhm.
Or is this just a one part
See.
big scheme? Or because I'm like, how is this going to be different from the Democratic and Republican Party? What's going to make this actually stand out? That was my one question.
I actually work for Ross Perot.
Did you fuck
Right.
up that election? Was it you that helped fuck up that election? in
I
94?
had no involvement in it whatsoever.
Okay. All right,
I was,
just
I
checking.
was strictly interested in monetizing my role there.
If you were the
Personally.
guy who helped put over Bill Clinton, and I don't know what I don't know if we could be friends anymore.
You better be careful. He might kick you out of the show.
Yeah, that's why. I'll never kick Chris out.
Only
That's
me.
you though. Yeah, only you. Okay. I was going to ask you, Trinity, because this is what we were originally going to talk about, but then you told me you deleted messages. So every time that Trinity is on the show, I encourage people who are creepy
Oh no.
to slide into her DMs on Instagram. Which again, you can't find her Instagram. There's no link to it here, but they're
Every week we talk.
life finds a way.
It gets
Your
worse.
DMs are full, Trinity.
Not
I believe
anymore.
Last week she had about 400. And I was just wondering if you would want to share any of that since your entire family's watching. What you want to tell anybody some story? Like, what's the creepiest that you've gotten so far? And by the way, I'm not encouraging it this week. I'm just saying that if you want to go seek out her Instagram and send her a DM, do it.
That you just
No.
did.
No, I don't. That wasn't an encouragement. That's just me.
Just broadcasting it.
I'm a free. I don't think I don't think I said anything there. You gonna read me my joke
Well,
tomorrow? We're gonna have a serious meeting where you read me my joke. Ask me if I
you're
actually
gonna
like
get
you.
so much trouble for that.
What,
What
do
would you
you?
want to know? What do you want to know?
I want to know what the creepiest messages you've gotten so far.
Just read them for us.
Yeah,
Let's hear
sure.
Well,
'em.
they're all
You have some?
deleted.
You didn't. You don't delete them all.
Yeah, yes, I did. I want that in my phone. I don't want to see that.
Okay. Well, from
well-
memory, then you're an actress. See, the thing is too that she's an actress and she can memorize lines. So I'd imagine the horrifying things that men have said to her on there. She's got right here in the old noggin. So let's get a couple of those out. Go ahead, Trinity.
Well, it was-
Trinity.
Gosh, it was mostly people just saying hi and hey, but in like a creepy way. 'Cause I
That's
could
not
just
creepy.
tell.
It sounds nice.
Well, you weren't there. There was some things that were like pickup lines. One guy wrote me, "No pen, no paper, but you're still drawing my attention," and I started busting out
I like
laughing.
that.
It's
'Cause,
not
like,
bad.
Did guy look this up, or did he actually think this through? And I'm
Oh.
like, oh gosh.
Yeah. No, there's.
Oh
and
my
it-
goodness,
just.
take that down.
And the
I'm
glamour
almost
shots
at
go
you
like a
because
real
my
estate
family's
agent.
watching. Stop.
She does look like a real estate agent in the that she looks
I
like
actually was gonna go in real estate. I
Really?
started working for Tim.
I
You
would
could do well. You could do well in that in South Lake, as you know.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
would buy a
right.
drink from. I would buy a house from one of these people. The other one, I would hide my liquor from. I don't know
Well,
which
Tim,
is which.
take that down.
What?
You're gonna get in so much trouble, more than you already have. Instead of 400, it's gonna be 800.
What? Oh,
No, there was one pickup line. I'll never forget it, and it was so. It was like I can't do
Yeah.
it. It was like are you a parking ticket? Because you got fine written all over you.
that's good. I like that.
That's good.
I like
was
that
like-
a lot.
Did you get help with that, or? It's oh gosh.
Are
And
you?
then-
My line would be: are you a parking ticket? Because I think I can pay you off for about $50.
Oh. Hopefully that's not the one you're using at the TPUSA women's event.
Is that the one? That was the wrong. Did I phrase that wrong? Because I thought that it was a good
You think-
start, and then the follow.
Tim just whenever he wants to pick up women and wants to use a pickup line, which
I
most
don't
of them
use
are
pickup
terrible.
lines. I bring them on my show like an adult.
No, but I'm saying it's a test. You tell me, is this good? I'm like, you're creepy. You might get yourself killed. You don't know what women carry their purses. Might be bricks.
Why do you think I'm gonna? Do you think so? You think a woman is gonna hit me over the head with a brick? on a
If you
date?
say that line, she probably will. Chris would.
I actually think my new friend would find that line funny
Mm-hmm.
and would hit me.
Ask her. Well, oh my goodness.
By the way, we're going to be doing a new segment soon here where we go through. I can't wait to start just watching body cam footage. It's like, what is your podcast, Tim? I don't know. It's whatever I feel like. It's me. I show up. I talk about things that are fun. I talk about our great sponsors like American Beverage, Kalshi, and then look at this. Look at this very well lit box from Ezra Zion Cigars right back there. Look at that very nicely well lit box. Ezra Zion Cigars, the best in the business. When I want to go smoke a cigar, I think Ezra Zion.
Yeah. But speaking of, by the way, it's already sold out.
My favorite cigar. So I
Yep.
should have brought it up here. They have a. So I think I've told you, Chris. I had you smoke a different brand, but one day we'll smoke because I try to get rid of them on guests. But Ezra Zion cigars I keep for myself because I hoard the good stuff. And they had a new flavor out. And when I say flavor, again, it's a blend of tobacco leaves. It was a blend of tobacco leaves that tasted like Coca-Cola.
I like that.
It is, and when you retrohale it, it had the little bit of the acidity and a little bit of kind of the almost like the carbonation in your nose, and it was a wild combo that I don't know. The master tobacconist over there, Kyle Ezra Zion, is a genius, and the things that he does are ridiculous. And so the next time you come out, Chris, we'll smoke some of those cigars.
Yeah, it sounds sublime. I'm down.
It's incredible. All right, what else do we have to talk about, Trinity? I mean, again.
I don't know. Besides guys DMing me a bunch of pickup lines.
Right
I want
now,
to go back to that.
yeah. Give us one more while we're here. Give us one more.
Those were both great. Yeah.
While her very sweet aunts and grandma are in the house, are they watching this on the big screen right
They
now?
are watching it, so I was gonna tell
Yeah,
you.
give us
on your
another
best
one then.
behavior.
Give us another one.
Lord have mercy on my
I'll
soul.
give you the floor. The floor is
Trinity,
yours.
I think
Are you staying away from Moxie's and stuff because that's a dangerous place?
Yeah, we're not
For
going to
practice single woman.
Once I
Oh,
learned.
we went there.
Yeah, I know. Once I learned, because Chris told me about Moxie's. It's like,
Wait, what? Wait, hold
I'm
on. What
convinced they're
happened?
sexually trafficking Eastern Europeans to be waitresses there.
yeah.
No.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
those-
allegedly. Again, this is all alleged. We don't know.
Yeah.
But I do know that
But form your own judgment.
when I went there with my friend
Yeah.
Julia a couple of weeks ago, and Chris's friend Julia, we were told by our waitress that a couple offered her $5,000 to go home with them,
Yeah,
and that was
That sounds-
disgusting.
that's the kind of stuff
like-
that goes on in Moxie's,
Yeah.
which is why it's so popular.
Trinity is on her phone begging her family to not be. Are you pulling another? Okay, so we've given you enough time here. Can you give us another.
I'm just
another
already
sweet
looking at
line?
the people coming through. Yes, well, I actually
You
wrote
have
I wrote
people.
one down.
Wait, you have people coming through right now. I
I
love
mean,
it.
let's just look at the comments.
Oh gosh.
A lot
No,
of
I
comments.
actually wrote this one down because I thought I was gonna forget it, and I was like, "This is so good."
There you go.
I think I did see yours. I will go back and accept
You'd be
it.
much richer in
Um,
real estate than being. She's the director of operations for Tim Young, not an assistant. But
Yeah.
oh, that's
well,
right. He did post
We'll
that.
see.
He posted you.
No. Wait, actually, wait.
He
hold
did
up.
do that. Hey, by the way, he made a comment about Jurassic Park. Life Finds a Way. I saw the new Jurassic Park movie. Number one, it's horrible. Number two, they explain away because at the end of the last Jurassic Park movie, all the dinosaurs went into the world or whatever. They were released from the island, and they explain at the very beginning that all the dinosaurs are dead because of climate change.
Of course.
All the dinosaurs that escaped the island, they're all dead now, just straight up dead. And the only ones that survived were a few at a zoo.
They're the only mammals that have actually perished from climate change, evidently.
Oh yeah, no. Just the dinosaurs. They started to repopulate the Earth, but then I threw too many straws in the ocean and it killed them all off.
Yeah.
Which I do when it's a little too cold out. I throw straws in the ocean and hope that it warms the world up. Trinity, you've had time now to go and find some nice boys who have been speaking to you. Do you have a good line?
No, I wrote this down because I deleted all of them, and I knew this one got me. I thought it was so funny, in my opinion. It says,
Here we go.
"You look so hurt." I was like, "Hurt? Why? Like sad hurt?" He goes, "You look so hurt. Was it because you fell from heaven?"
That's dumb.
I was like, "Are you calling me a fallen
That's
angel?"
dumb.
The other two were better.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
want to drop that one on like a woman in a wheelchair either. It's kind of insulting. Be like, you look so hurt. I know I'm in a wheelchair.
You look so
Oh,
hurt.
because you fell from heaven.
I was like on the show.
I bet Greg
do I
Abbott
look
hears that all the
upset?
time.
Nope.
But no, thank you, Tim. I actually called. Well, I don't know if he called me probably the other day, and I told him that thank you so much for telling everybody on the show with
400 messages.
Justine, he had to show with Justine in Washington, and after my folks were watching, my
It's a
mom
great show.
texted me being like, "Tim's telling everybody to follow you and DM you on Instagram, specifically guys." And I told him the number, and he was still laughing so hard the phone was silent. I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you dead? What's wrong with you? Psychopath." And so he goes, "All right, I'm gonna text my friend about how many guys I got your DMs already. Let's make it higher."
Mhm.
I'm like, "Oh no! Why do you do this to me? Why?
It's because
This
I
is
like
not
you.
enjoyable for
That's because I
anybody."
like you. Because it's a shtick. Because we have a nice little shtick going.
Yeah.
Now, if we work for the same company, you would be in human resources in the morning. But the thing is, you can file a human resources complaint, Trinity, at any
To
point.
myself.
Yes. And then it'll come up the ladder. You run it up the ladder to me, and I'll assess the complaint that you have. Now, I think making you popular is a great idea.
Well, I will admit the pickup lines are
What are you gonna
very
complain?
funny.
Hold on, you're gonna complain.
But-
Hold on, you're gonna complain. Tim didn't put alcohol in the drinks he made the other day. HR,
No.
because I want to make sure that you don't drive, inebriated. I'm looking out for you.
Well, I appreciate that.
The whole mile
I
back to
drive
South Lake.
responsibly.
It's
Yeah,
it's like-
exactly.
It's like 3 miles. Yeah, but it's tough. She's not a good driver. I won't drive. I won't let her drive if we go
Such a
anywhere.
Well, I
life from
mean-
hell. Such a life from hell.
She can barely see over the steering wheel because she's so small.
I mean, do we need to get into women driving?
Yeah, Tim, are you gonna give you called out on that one too?
I'm a good driver.
No, I'm
You
not talking
scream
about that.
when I drive.
Talk
Oh.
calling out women.
Oh, women drivers? Oh, they're not good.
You already said something about women. You got in trouble for.
I had a kind of a clever joke. So remember when Katy Perry and all those women went up into space for like 6 seconds? I was like, for sure the whatever the shuttle or the thing that they're in lands, the wheels will all be scuffed.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What an amazing journey where they shattered the glass ceiling. Boy, did that story go away quick when everybody realized it was
Yeah,
fake.
right.
Yep.
I mean, that story was like gone. They did
Yeah.
one like two big media hits on it, and then they screwed up with the door opening because they opened the door themselves when they weren't supposed to be able to open the door themselves. They opened it to get out. So yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
Speaking of which, what happened to the Ukraine-Russia war? What happened to that?
It's very violent.
Stories that
Ongoing.
disappeared. Yeah, like it's just like
Seems
so-
like that'd be happening a lot lately. Just spirit.
Stories that were big before Trump got into office that like involved Democrat think tanks making lots of money. Suddenly they're gone. I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
the USAID money dried up.
Yeah. When I drive though, I don't know. Like I just I don't want to get into this conversation. See now I'm
Tim
editing
makes me
myself.
nervous driving.
Yeah. But it's important that when we drive, Trinity's job is to identify the demographics of the people I swear at.
Yeah.
And that's just for
Besides
confirmation bias.
myself.
Because I know who it is already. Especially getting near Carrollton and H Mart.
Oh my goodness, that was an experience in itself.
That parking lot. You go to H Mart on a Saturday. You ever been to H Mart on a Saturday?
Have
Don't
not.
do it.
Yeah.
That is the most nightmarish parking lot in history. But I had to go. So I went a couple weeks ago. I go during the week because to add extra insult to anyone who comes to my house, all of the guest bathrooms are I'm going to refill here pretty soon, restock with Hello Kitty toilet paper. Because I want them to be pink. Because I want them to be insulted. I want
And
people to
hopefully-
be insulted.
and hopefully
I'm
not Wi-Fi
insulted when I
cameras.
step into the door.
Now, listen, there are no cameras. Remember the Buc-ee's guy? And I'm wearing a Buc-ee's little Bucky Beaver Nugget thing. What was the story? Like the son of Buc-ee's had cameras in the bathrooms?
I don't know, but Bucky's bathroom would be a very interesting place to have Wi-Fi cameras for sure.
Yes. Oh, here we go.
By the way, there's no more interesting. I used to have a lake house at Cedar Creek, out in East Texas. That was the most interesting
you.
Walmart ever. Like you
Really?
can go show up at the Walmart at 10 p.m. and it's like going to the circus.
I love it. Don't forget to post this feed. Thank you, Brian. Make sure we all hit the retweet button. Chris, have you hit the retweet button?
I did
Oh my God. Well,
on Bald Night.
That's how I make my That's how I make my money on this thing. I don't like this line, Atomic. Trinity, are you a Wi-Fi signal? Because I'm feeling a strong signal. No, you can't see signal twice.
Is it strong connection?
Oh, that's good. That's good.
There we go.
Strong connection. Oh, yeah.
You folks watching, they're in the comments. Like, give us some more pickup lines. We need all the
Oh
help we can
gosh. Oh gosh.
Trinity, are you a Wi-Fi signal? Because everything I try to download is too slow.
get.
This is an insult.
Are you made of copper and tellurium? I'm already done. Because you're QT. Jesus. Just give up.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
Give up. QT. Tellurium. Who are you picking up with that? Who do you pick up with that? The one scientist
The
somewhere.
science teacher.
The one female scientist who can read.
Yeah, that one's obtuse.
That's so obtuse. Keep trying though. Everybody keep trying.
Keep trying.
And that's
We'll
what's
rate the best one
important.
at the end.
It's all you get a B- for effort. You know, when I used to fill in for David Webb, the opening little jingle said like "Bring your A game," and I used to get on. They never liked it when I did it. It turns out a lot of times when I work for people, they don't like me. They didn't like it because I would get in and be like, "Bring your C+ game. We don't need an A game today. I'll take whatever you got." And yeah, no nerd. Nobody knows tellurium.
Apparently, that's all I bring is a C+ game, according to Tim.
You do not. You know that's the thing. I actually appreciate. You know, I actually appreciate you.
I know you do.
Some people don't. I do. Anyway, what else is happening here? The big beautiful bill passed. That means we're going to get a record. The tax breaks are going to stay in. Defunded a bunch of stuff, making the border stronger. Trinity, you read up on it. You want to tell us anything else that you liked about it that you want to bring up? Because I know that you dug into this because you're afraid that I'm going to pick on you.
The big beautiful bill.
Yeah.
Well, I finally realized this is what I found out about it.
Oh no.
Is when you asked me
Here we go.
from last, I think it was last Sunday from last podcast talking about it.
Mhm.
I know my family is watching about to
Here we
know what I'm gonna say. Is that you asked me should these bills be this long? And I thought you meant like just the general like covering of what it's covering, just like taxes and businesses, all stuff. I was like, yeah, we should have like all the things in one, so it's condensed, and there you go. But you were asking me, should it be that long to read? And so I made myself look like a dang fool.
No,
I mean, didn't Hakeem read the whole thing like on the House?
well, no,
floor?
he left. He left. He had the clerk read it, and it took like 17 hours to read it.
Oh gosh.
But he walked. No, I didn't mean how long to read. I actually meant how long that bill was. I think.
Oh, good. Thank God.
I think I think bills should be single issue, but the problem is that everything has the only way that they get past things when they don't have 60 people in the Senate to like move bills along because nobody wants to work together is to throw them in these continuing resolution type situations. And so they have to get everything through that they want to get through in like one bill. It's stupid. It's terrible procedure.
You're right.
Oh yeah, here's the
But when was the last time? When was the last time Congress actually passed an actual budget? That was not a continuing resolution.
That's a good question.
I want to say it's like a decade.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
That's I don't know. Yeah, no, that's it bothers me that nobody can get along for anything. But this one, by the way, I thought that was a really big one. $0 tax on guns shorter than 16-inch and silencers. Can I get some money back now? Yeah, it's been more than a decade, says Brian. Thank you, Brian. Also from Atomic, who's going to keep doing this. Oh yeah, hold on. Now we want no property tax. I'm with you on this. We should have no property tax.
Agreed.
You never actually own your property if you have
That's
to pay
right.
tax on it.
We're renting it
from
from
the
the
take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding.
And there's better ways to do this. There really is. Whether it's a value-added tax or additional sales tax, there's a lot of ways to do it that are progressive and not regressive. So if you spend more, you're paying more, and that's fair, without it being tied to your property.
Yeah.
I have a second home in Colorado, right? And there's a lot of Texans that homestead here in Texas, but then their principal residence in retirement in particular is in Colorado. And that way they avoid it's actually like, and this is blasphemy to say, but like Colorado's 4.5% income tax combined with their revenue caps and their low property taxes, they actually have a lower overall tax burden than we do here in Texas. because our property taxes are so egregious. And there's better ways. And another thing that just shocks me is that, like, here we are in supposedly a red state. We have the governorship. As you know, we have both houses of our own legislature. And at the same time, we have the most socialistic system of public finance in America, Robin Hood, where we're literally robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. And both of you actually live in communities that give extraordinary amounts of money back every year.
$30 million is what.
Yeah. Grapevine Club is
Oh
actually,
my
of
goodness,
course,
that's egregious.
Grapevine, of course, is incredibly property rich as a result of all the property around DFW Airport, the Gaylord, etc. And it's beyond me that we continue to perpetuate that particular system of public finance.
The last time Congress passed a full budget with all 12 appropriations bills on time was 1996.
Yeah, this
For fiscal
Clinton,
year
right?
1997. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, peace dividend.
Congress has consistently relied on continuing resolutions and omnibus bills to fund the government, often missing the October 1 deadline.
Yeah, we've had all these standoffs over, shutting down the government, et cetera, right? Then every time they shut it down, nobody really knows the difference. Whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like, do you know one single person that's been impacted by USAID's budget going away?
No.
Right.
Actually, you know who I think
no
actually has?
American has been impacted by that anyway.
I went to a Jose Andres restaurant, and I think he got a bunch of USAID money back in the day. I don't with World Kitchen or whatever he does. And I was thinking about that the other day because I go to one of Jose Andres' restaurants all the time because I have to ignore that he hates everything that I stand for in politics. And also was apparently friends with the one guy who tried to assassinate the president too. Remember he took that picture with the guy who was the Ukraine guy. But they do a flight of gin and tonics for $30, and so what can you do?
There you go.
Have standards.
By the way, you know how you know when you're an alcoholic?
How?
You drink gin.
What? I like
Yeah.
gin.
That's what I hear, at least.
Take it up with here. By the way, another terrible pickup line that I was going to read earlier. Do you have a Band-Aid because I scraped my knee falling for you?
It's a good one. I like
or you
it.
could say, are you a Band-Aid because you have an odd smell? You smell like weird rubber.
No.
Yeah, no, that's crazy that 1996 is how long ago. And this is just like goofy. I mean, when you can print money because you're the federal government and just drive us into inflation, why not, right?
Yeah. And here we are.
By the way, this is a really good point, too. I don't know where it's coming, but it's racist when the Democrats say who's going to pick our vegetables. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, because all of a sudden they're like pro like slavery and illegal immigration. Essentially, indentured servants is what they're up for now. So, yeah.
How offensive is that? It's super offensive.
Yeah. Oh, it's insane. Here in Washington State, we just got another gas tax increase. Well, congratulations. I don't know.
Well, it can only go up from here, hopefully.
It can only go up from here. You're right. The gas taxes will continue going up from this point forward.
Not what I meant. I meant just America doing well.
By the way, I should I apologize to your sister on the show?
Probably.
I feel bad. I feel so bad.
You
Chris,
don't need to
shows
feel
up-
bad. I promise you.
She shows up to church last week because I go to church with her family now, Trinity's family. And she shows up to church last week and she's got glitter on her face. And I said, "Are you okay? Did you have an accident doing like macaroni art with glitter?"
Or was it a sin on Saturday, forgiveness on Sunday thing?
Yeah,
It's her makeup. Her makeup.
it was her makeup, and she's a nice girl, and I should not pick on her ever. So
Yeah.
I felt bad for the first time in 7-8 years. Like I just
You don't need to feel bad.
I
She's
do though.
making you a necklace, though.
Yeah, she's making me a macaroni necklace to wear on my it should be obnoxious, and I want it to be, and I'm going to say that a special like a Make-A-Wish kid made it for me, and I'm going to wear it to all the offices we go to when we're in DC.
Oh, lovely.
Tim, it's
That'd be nice.
If you were a Make-A-Wish kid, like where would you want to go for your big trip?
not a Disney cruise.
Right.
The worst.
Definitely no. That's not the worst. Carnival Cruise is the worst.
I don't want to meet
Yeah,
John
I
Cena.
doubt
Oh
it.
well, yeah. Why is Carnival Cruise like the Spirit Airlines of the seas now?
I don't know, but the YouTube videos are highly entertaining.
Wait, I need to catch up. What is a carnival cruise? Is it just like a
It's
circus
just
on a
like
boat?
We're just going down a path of racism here.
It wasn't
Oh,
about.
oh
get you a
gosh.
video.
No,
I'll get you a video.
My great grandmother's watching this.
She'll understand.
I'm sure.
Of all
she
the people
will.
that are watching this, she'll get it.
You can go on one for like $400 or $500. So like Tim should just buy you one. And you can go report live.
buy
Oh,
one get
gosh.
one. Is this the?
He's looking it up.
Okay, there's a. Well, I have a. Wait, hold on. No. There are these videos of like the Carnival Cruise kickoff. I just add some terms in here that I won't say.
Oh, boy.
Where's a good? Yeah. Okay, here we go. I just think number one, I'm not sponsored by Carnival Cruise. It's fine.
Or you're not anymore.
This is.
Yeah.
This tab. This video is called the best Carnival Cruise sail away party.
Kind of scared, to be honest.
Well, you haven't even seen it. Might be nice.
But I know you, so.
Well, here we're just gonna. There we go.
Carnival Cruise is basically like a week-long.
Everybody just gets drunk the whole week, right?
Yeah, and they fight.
And this is fun.
I don't. But there's one where it's like a crazy. Here you go.
And then you get rotavirus.
But that's like this is like a calm one. There are ones that I've seen where like the entire deck is like it's just a mass of people.
Yeah, it doesn't look fun.
No.
Hey, Halloween.
I feel like I'm gonna
is
get
already
run
closed
over.
this week. Did you know the Spirit Halloweens are already starting to move into places? Can you believe that?
I know it's so wrong. It's July.
Too early.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I would never go on a Carnival Cruise. I am going on the Media Research Center cruise.
That sounds terribly exciting.
It is because I'm going to be there, and also there are great guests like Sam Sorbo and Kevin Sorbo, Hercules. Remember him? Awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Also,
Not long ago, actually. In Fort Worth.
the Bozels are going to be there. It's going to be an incredible time. And then a lot of the higher staff of the Media Research Center are going to be there. I'm looking forward to doing.
You're
that.
gonna have Hercules rubbing suntan lotion on your back.
No, we're going to Norway, where I don't.
That's
believe
actually
there
pretty
is sun. Yeah, there's no sun there.
He won't admit that, Chris.
Certain times
That
of
ever
year.
did happen.
But yeah, no, I would never go on a Carnival cruise. I hate cruises. This is my first cruise I've ever been on. They invited me to go host some stuff. It'll be a fun time. I had a +1 that I could have taken, and I said, "Don't worry about it," because that was the craziest thing of the whole situation. By the way, with everything that happened with me was I don't know if you've had a few breakups in your life, Chris. You ever have like the ex's friends try to go on a cruise with you when they find out you got a +1?
No, I haven't had that situation yet.
Neat. That was a neat one.
Only you, Tim. It only happens to
That was a
you.
neat one. Oh. There's nothing shady about that. It's whatever.
No.
What's going on? What's going on in your life, Trinity? While we're here, we don't talk about you enough.
Tell us
No,
about
I feel like we do.
No, we don't.
tell us about
Would
the
you
mean
like to
streets
know?
of South Lake.
Yeah, what's happening in
Streets of
South Lake right
South
now? Yeah.
Well, everybody's still recovering from 4th of July weekend, and I had the stupid decision to drive in South Lake Town Square during that time.
Seriously?
And, yeah. Well, I couldn't get over because I think I was leaving your place or something like that, and I couldn't get over
You were
to
at
the
my place on
highway.
the 4th of July?
I don't know. Wait, where was I?
I need to
July
leave
the 3rd?
camera. I need to leave the security camera on my house.
Yeah, you do. No, I think I was like checking your mail or something like that. And so anyways, I was driving back to my place and I couldn't go over. Some person wouldn't let me over to the highway, so I went into South Lake Town Square and yeah, there's people everywhere. I couldn't get through. There were people walking on the street. I was in traffic for about 20 minutes and I was not very happy.
I blew
But
a tire. I was driving my friend's van like 5 years ago on the 4th of July here in Grapevine, and one of the tires blew on the van on the 4th of July. So I had to change a tire during the fireworks. It was a delightful time. It was my favorite 4th of July ever.
There you go.
This one at the Heritage Foundation was a close second to me having to oh no. Gonna get asked about that.
Tim, you're gonna get yourself in trouble.
Can't make any fucking jokes anymore.
You make jokes about me all the time.
I know I can. Hey, let's go back through this. What do you guys think about the New America Party?
You heard my opinion. You heard my opinion. I don't think it's real.
Yeah, I just think I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I think it's kind of like you might be able to sign up and get a. I think he might start it. I mean, he's got a super PAC already, right? Maybe he'll do a super PAC donation thing.
I appreciate what he's trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for the first time in my life, there was a real earnest effort to reduce the size, scale, and influence of the federal government. And we stopped a little bit short. We didn't even get to some of the bigger spending agencies like defense, certain entitlements. So I'm very conflicted. Like those guys are better together, than they are apart. And I just wish they could sort it out.
What are the odds that polygamy is part of the America Party? They're just paying off women for babies.
Yeah.
Can we just? I don't want to dig too deep on that because I'm sure the algorithm's going to just punt me out of it if I start talking about this. But it's weird. It's weird.
Was it you or another friend of mine who's friends with the last baby mama?
Oh, I was close enough. Yeah. I could have warned him. He should pay me like $5,000 a month just to give me a call and be like, "Hey, what do you think of so and so?" And I'll be like, "No, don't touch him, man. Save him a lot of money."
So basically, my job for you.
That is your job for me.
Yeah, I know.
Another thing that I get conflicted about is this whole are we overpopulated or underpopulated? I
think we're underpopulated.
Do you?
Have you driven through the middle of this country? We got plenty of space.
Yeah, there's a lot of space.
You can grow some vegetables.
We have a lot of people on this planet.
Throw a lot of food away.
Actually, like I said, I'm conflicted. I don't know. I know
really?
that he's very committed to this idea that we're grossly underpopulated, particularly in this country, and we're going to be overwhelmed by, other countries or ethnicities. I don't know. I mean, I don't support creating fake vaccines to kill off half the population. I'm still
50-50
Sure.
on that.
My question is for everybody watching. I want to know, just as unbiased, and put myself in the unbiased position. Do you think the whole Elon and Trump feud, fighting, is fake or for real? I'm just asking everybody else.
I know it's real. Just based on the people that I know in the State Department who have been through that battle and ran into some of those walls when he was trying to cut things that the Secretary of State didn't want cut, as a result of the influence he was getting from other senators on both sides of the aisle. It's real, and that's frightening.
Because I mean, even I was reading it, and I was like, oh no, everybody knows Elon is Trump's number one guy, and all of a sudden the fight breaks out by this and that, and they're going back and forth, and it's really unfortunate. I mean, I had a best friend too. We were like this, and now we're not. I don't even talk to her anymore, and so I get it. People can screw up, and then you're like, see ya, have fun. I'm gonna go make myself successful.
And I mean, when he dropped the Epstein thing,
that was
come on.
I think he was just a little. Who hasn't said things they've sort of regretted when they were drunk? Not me, but other people. I've said things. Oh,
Tim gets very nice while drunk, actually.
It's really very nice I get when I'm drunk.
Yeah. That's what I could tell he's drunk, is when he starts saying nice things like, "Oh, you're such
a
great
I'm like, you're really
director of operations.
You're so intelligent. I'm glad you work for me."
See all that?
I don't think your sister's smarter than you at all.
Or hotter.
No. Nope. Take a time out, Chris.
Okay.
Her sister's 14.
It's 14.
And that's gross. And no, we are not to refer to anyone in that family as hot. They are very attractive in their own way. All right. Now that
was the best part of the show.
Now that I've thrown up a little bit in my mouth, these two tiny babies.
No, you did that, Chris. You told me.
I just went to the Epstein zone. I feel terrible.
Who was on the flight logs? Chris. Um,
Oh my goodness.
but I will say that it is part of Trinity's job to sort through my social life, and she has done a very good job.
Thank you.
I also
try my
like
best.
when I show up to church with her family, and her mom goes, "Get rid of X, go out with Y. This isn't up to the And she
is
was
true.
very well.
That's like
They were
being a
right.
very skilled plumber.
My
right?
mom's a smart woman.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And like everybody in that family's got those genetics and those brains, except for you. And it's just weird for me.
It's funny because I work for you, so I must be smart enough to make that decision.
That is a very smart decision. I mean, come on now. My theory. Okay, so here's the topic. My theory is that drama is a nothing burger. I hate quoting Van Jones. Well, I think Nothing Burger was around before Van Jones, so you're fine. Isn't Trump non-official third party? I mean, people say MAGA. By the way, why is it? I love always how the left tries to make it sound like you're MAGA, blah blah. Yeah, I think everybody wants to make America great.
Exactly.
Not really.
Well, and I think a lot of Americans just generally understand that we need fundamental reform at the federal level.
Yeah.
And Trump represents reform. You don't have to agree with a lot of things about Trump, whether it's his personal life or, even some of his policies. I don't. I consider myself more of a Goldwater Republican. But this is the first time in our lifetimes that we've seen legitimate reform, or at least an attempt at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, if you don't want to make America great, then why do you want to be here? I mean, I've seen so many things on social media, Instagram, X, about people are like, I hate America so much. I'm going to go get my passport for a one-way trip somewhere else in another country. Good. You should.
By the way, this is an earlier comments, but from the hard chat, I call it, the people who are responding to this post. By the way, make sure you hit the retweet button if you're in the if you're watching us right now. It's a big help. Also hit the bookmark button. That helps out a lot. People are really upset. This is Terry Worth is upset what people say. Texas deserved what happened with the flood.
It's ridiculous.
Also, Jerry Timmy Reed. I don't know if he's calling us grifters or the people who are posting about it grifters as well. Because it's like I just feel like so many people grifted off of this tragedy. Not to take it back to the original conversation because people were commenting on it, but it's ridiculous. So yeah, we need to get rid of the apathy of this country. But the problem is, Brian, that we've had it too good for too long. So people are apathetic because they don't have to struggle. We haven't been at war. We haven't done anything. Well, we haven't been in a real, a non-proxy war.
Well, there's also this very real dynamic. And I hate to get serious for a minute, but in the two times that Trump has been elected, in 2016 and this year, we've seen, voter apathy then in the follow-on, local elections. Republicans did very poorly, actually, in Texas in May. Whether it was city council or school board elections, because they feel comfortable that Trump's got it all under control. And as we know from 2016, the biggest mistake that was made was he ran on border security and immigration reform. By the time the midterms rolled around, people were apathetic about it. They thought it was all under control, and of course, it wasn't. And I always tell people that the immigration crisis that we had in the Biden administration was a direct result of, Republicans in Congress not actually, codifying a lot of those changes when they had an opportunity to.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Trinity, I like that you straightened out the pole lining behind you, but we need to work on a set for you.
Thank you. I actually, my mom helped me out with the.
Have you thought about? Can you use a button to put a fake background behind you? Have you thought about that?
No,
Isn't
I don't
that
really
an
like
option on
fake
here?
backgrounds. I don't
Make it look
think
like you're in a conference room. What do you got? Give us something. Go play with it. Find out a nice background for yourself.
No, there's nothing. Wait, hold on.
Putnam, when are we hanging out again, by the way? We haven't hung out in a while. It's my fault. Putnam invited me to go up to, if I wasn't so busy last week, and Trinity will attest to this, I was invited to go to Colorado and hang out with him, and I really wanted to.
Talk about a stunning background.
Oh, man. Your place is just incredible up there. I have a very progressive liberal friend who runs a nationally syndicated podcast who claims he is an ethnic minority being Welsh. Dale Boxer Duke. Well, then I'm an ethnic minority for being Baltimorean. Here you go from Brian. Very true, Chris. When things are good, people don't focus on what the government is doing. Yep.
And they like.
There she is. Look at that background now. She's by the poll house.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
What a time.
It's like you're in Highland Park.
I'm living my best life.
That actually kind of looks like a South Lake house, sort of.
It does.
Might be able to pull off it. Yeah, that's
It's
nice.
like, not bad. Not bad. It makes my
No.
headphones look kind of weird, but that's okay.
Well,
It's
that's the whole thing. I mean, I always liked, and we haven't seen Carrie Lake on national news in a while, but Carrie Lake has that big blurry background. She blurs the background, and it looks like you never know if there's actual photos there, if it's an actual real background. I asked her about that once. I want to do something with Voice America at some point here. Maybe go on the road and go to Japan or something and do something fun with them. So
Yeah.
I think that might be neat.
I sent her a text. It was just like, hey, all that money that you were sending to like all these, far left wing outlets, like send a little bit my way.
Well, didn't they give money to One America?
I actually don't know. Possibly.
There's some arrangement with One America, I think, that they have. I like, by the way, Trinity, that you can see the blue just in the little gaps of your headphones. That are neat. It's fun. All right. Well, we've been at it for an hour 6. I will let everybody get out of here. If you want to get out of here, or we can hang out more. You want me to find other things to talk about? I can find other things to talk about.
I actually gonna ask you a question.
Yeah.
How was your trip to DC?
Yeah.
The 4th of July was fantastic. I got a lot of work done. I met with some friends. I think we're going to have some interesting news with working with some little docu-series with the head of the Heritage Foundation. I believe I'm allowed to talk a little bit about that. I'm very excited to put him over and make him a big deal in the national. I mean, he's already a big deal, but help him and the organization like grow with that. And then I had probably the best first date of my life.
On the rooftop watching fireworks.
That was the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, how does it get better than that?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's nothing better than that.
The
That's
weather
great.
held out in
Perfect.
Georgetown waterfront during the day, and then
all you were missing was like storming the Capitol.
Hey, I've got an idea. Remember January 6th? We can do it today.
Yeah, let's do that for the first date.
Oh god.
I have a stunt date here in Dallas. I take ladies to have wine and charcuterie on the grassy knoll.
I like that date.
That's great. Sign me up for that.
Yeah,
Well,
good.
The weather held out. So the thing was, the weather did. Oh, hey, hold on. Tim, you're my utmost fave in host history. Thank you. I first heard you filling in for Wilkow. Thanks. I don't work for SiriusXM anymore. I do my own thing here, and you can pick up all my stuff everywhere. And it will be, I think, expanding to lots of places. And I thank you for being here, Wendy. It's a big, really fun to be here. I used to love to fill in for SiriusXM because I like the producers and I like the audience. I didn't like anybody in the executive suite. So
you're basically like Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Tim does his own thing. Tim is Tim.
It's very interesting. And then when I get the reaction when I never got smacked on content. Actually, it was really funny because they never cared what I said. And I would make fun of other hosts and do the whole thing there because they got it. Most of them got it. And then some people don't have senses of humor, as I've learned. But no, so I had it was an incredibly nice time. And there might, it was just a nice time. There's some things that I'll keep to myself, but like a lot of things I'll keep to myself. But I will say that fireworks, you really cannot beat fireworks on the roof of the Heritage Foundation for anything. But more so, you know what the real kicker was so one of the fundraisers for the Heritage Foundation is this really, really nice lady, and her husband, I think, is a judge or something. But like her 2 daughters made the night for me. I think I told Trinity this. So they met all these.
Where's this going?
What?
Where's this going?
Oh no, it's great.
It's a good story.
So they met all these impersonators. Look at that. Hold on. I'm a true patriot who loves the USA and has common sense. Thank you so much. See. And now look at this. I'm becoming more and more convinced that Tim's a CIA spook causing trouble. I am. I wish I want to know where those checks are. But no, so I met these two little girls. I met them earlier in the day when I was working in the studios at Heritage, and I offered to give them a tour, but they actually got a tour. It was kind of cool. They got to go watch a guy do a TV hit, which is fun. And they had met these impersonators, and the last one they met was John Adams. And I was like, anybody can impersonate John. I talked to little kids like they're adults, and I was like, anybody can impersonate John Adams because nobody knows what he looks like. It's the one that you don't. It could be anybody.
His hair is more like mine.
Is it?
There's not any. Yeah.
So these little girls, they told me, they were like, you know what we asked him, and then their mother like started to go like, oh no, and they said because we didn't know what to ask John Adams because it's John Adams. That's what I said, because it's John Adams. Nothing. They said, we asked him if there's a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. And he said, and before they could say no, he said no, because there is. Because he's hiding the national treasure, and that's part of his job. All you need is a little bit of lemon and some heat.
Yeah.
And you will see it.
That's right.
He won't tell you that. And they were sold. And so, because I love the National Treasure movies, what followed was a 10-minute conversation, including, because I won't say who they are or what governor they know. I said, when you go meet, the next time you meet him, you ask him, you say, that there's a map and you're going to find that national treasure, whether or not he helps you. And at that point, their mom was rolling. And I said, and if you ever meet Trump, you ask him about the Book of Secrets, because it's there in a little room on a weird shelf in the Library of Congress, and you can learn about aliens and who killed who, and the Resolute Desk and what's hiding in it, and again that there's national treasure behind the City of Gold is behind Mount Rushmore. When you put a little water on a thing, anyway, I can just, and then there's an eagle, and then you reach your hand in, and then the water goes down, and you can get it. We've lost Chris, but
no, I'm good.
But these little girls were like, this guy gets it. And I do. I understand there's a national treasure, and that everything in that. Why would they have? That's what I said to her. I said, why would they have made up that whole story, that whole set of stories that has to be true? Everything we see in movies, 100% true. So why would they have spent time? They're hiding it in plain sight.
Too much effort.
Every conspiracy theory is true. We've learned that in the last 5 years.
Always. I almost feel like this is sarcasm. That's what I love about Tim. Always fresh comedy. Well, it's because I can't remember my jokes. That's why it always seems fresh to me. It's because I can't remember any of my jokes. So, and then they said when they go to Mount Vernon, they're going to look around for tunnels. And my friend says, who was playing along with it, which really made the night for me, says, how do you find tunnels? And they start stomping on the ground. I was like, that's right, because the tunnels are hollow under the ground. You know how to find the tunnels too. So when you go to Mount Vernon, make sure you stomp everywhere and find the tunnels.
It's so cute.
It was the best time.
When are we going to get to see the aliens? I'm ready.
They don't exist. I had a friend's wife works in the Top Gun program, and she can't say anything. But I was like, are they aliens or China? And she goes, I can't say anything, but there's a reasonable explanation for everything that we've seen.
It's like Elon always says that, if they're there, they're really shy. You would think he would know.
No, Brian, the national treasure is not our Constitution. It's a pile of gold hidden under a cathedral in New York City, and also the City of Gold behind Mount Rushmore. We all know this. Thank you.
Or it's the lobby bar at the Waldorf in D.C., Trump's hotel, right?
Yeah. Right now, somebody's someone.
With all the Ukrainian
bring up a meeting tomorrow.
I guess you spoiled National Treasure, Tim, for those who haven't seen it.
Who was on? It was
that
you.
That was an old joke.
That was you. That made me remember that. She was here on the show a couple of weeks ago, and she goes, I saw Star Wars. I won't spoil it for anybody. And she was very serious that she didn't want to spoil Star Wars for anybody. Like, probably one of the most watched films ever.
I felt so embarrassed afterwards. I was like,
I don't think you're that dumb.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
Yeah, she can't reference it. Just don't worry about it.
Your new empire. To democracy. Oh, I can quote it.
Oh wait, are you quoting episode 1 where they do all the legalese? where they have the
No.
Galactic Senate that goes on. It drags on for like 2
No.
hours of like Senate procedural votes.
No, it's where it's Anakin and Obi-Wan.
Was it the one? Was it the one with the pod racers and the little kid? Have you seen that one?
I'm sure I have.
Okay. Well,
I'm sure I
Star
have.
Wars.
I've seen all the Star Wars movies and all of them.
Who's your favorite character?
Yeah.
Anakin.
Mm.
Anakin.
Because you think he's cute when he's like an adult?
I think he has great lightsaber skills.
Ooh.
We went to church today.
Yikes.
We went to That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Oh,
Yeah, but teach me some moves and stuff. That'd be cool.
this isn't
Like,
helping. You're not
just-
helping. I'm just gonna.
Just digging the hole deeper.
I don't want her family watching. That just took a turn. That like, if she says she doesn't want people sliding into her DMs, and then she's phrasing on this is just not good. You know, it's disgusting. It's gross. Chris, what else do we need to talk about today? You got any other big stories this week? Anything coming up? You find any half dead members of Congress in any retirement homes this week?
No, wait, not this week at least. But I know that they're out there.
Well, they're there. They're still wheeling some of them
Mitch
in.
McConnell's still there, right?
Yeah.
No, we're just really tracking the flood closely, and I'm heading down there myself on Tuesday.
Yeah, it's absolutely horrifying. So, are we good now? Are we finished all the talk?
I'm fine, thank you.
I just,
You're a delight, Tim, as a host.
I'm just trying to
as a
save
friend.
your, I'm just trying to save your reputation.
Okay,
Because
well,
that didn't sound appropriate.
I'm so sorry. I probably should have
Your
phrased that
grandmother's
differently.
watching this, I think.
Everybody is.
Shameful. I feel bad for you.
You shouldn't.
It's embarrassing. That was disgusting.
You're definitely gonna have a full inbox though after this.
Oh yeah. A bunch of Star Wars guys are out there
Thanks
talking about
to-
their
thanks to
lightsabers. Now they're
Tim.
gonna send you pictures of their lightsaber, and then you're gonna worry why you.
Yeah.
Stop!
I don't want to hear it.
Stop! No. Please.
You know,
nobody
I
say
have replica
anything.
lightsabers in the living room. That's not what they're going to send you a picture of.
Thanks for that, Tim.
I feel like it's like the prison. You ever see the scared straight guys on SNL when they're yelling at the kids? Chris, because I know.
No, I missed that one.
Oh, when you go to prison, they're not going to show you a lightsaber like that. Whatever. All right.
No,
All right,
no,
well-
moving on from the lightsabers. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, can we do a palate cleanse? You have
I
something?
just,
Can you
I
put
want
it-
to go. I want to go swimming in her pool.
What a nice pull.
I
Yeah.
know, right?
Yeah,
Come
that's
on
actually
over.
true. So Atomic, every time he would call into anything I would do, the shtick was I would hang up on him every time he'd come in, or like I'd
Why are you so mean to people?
I'd give him a
Tim?
link to get in, and I'd hang up.
I had a
on
girlfriend like that.
him. Hey, wait till you see the Empire Strikes Back. Have you seen that one yet?
I've seen all of them. Yes.
How many? Because there's like
Oh.
40.
Do you have like a
I've seen all
Lando
of them.
Calrissian poster?
No, I do not. I have a La La Land poster.
Wasn't that Billy D. Williams? Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. He did that in Cult 45 things. You have a La La Land, like the movie La La Land poster?
Yeah.
I always forget how young you are. You look 13, but I forget that you also behave 13. Is it signed by
Screw
anyone, or is it just
you.
a poster?
Screw you. No, it's just in my closet.
Do you pull that out when you're doing macaroni art?
No.
The necklaces.
I colored these noodles on this plate for you, Mom and Dad, and also I have my. Oh, and did you like Jar Jar Binks, the most racist character of them all?
Mm-mm.
He was voiced by Kevin Clash, he also does Elmo.
Oh,
And
interesting.
had some accusations, I think, against him at some point.
That's two
Ah.
different sides.
How about Chewie? This is where the show's going, and then we got to get out of here because obviously this is
Oh,
taking a turn
gosh.
towards nobody
Or
cares.
or Jabba.
I really I love that this show is taking a turn towards nobody cares.
Yeah.
All right, listen. It's been fun hanging out. I've enjoyed all of this, except for when Trinity got a little personal, and I think that's disgusting.
Like you don't talk about your personal life.
I don't
Tim.
talk
We
about
all
I
know
don't
what
talk
it's
about
like.
my lightsaber.
Well, not. I'm never gonna lay this down with you.
You give me a window. What do you think's going to happen? Disgusting.
You're ridiculous.
I'm going to
Why do I
file
do,
an
why do I
HR
do the
complaint
show
with
with you? I don't care. Go for it. Because guess what? I'm HR.
Oh,
Hold on. I got a text
Come at
message
me.
from someone who's close to the situation.
Oh gosh. Chris, how is it being friends with Tim? I wouldn't know what that's like.
There's someone who once informed me that she can fit an entire avocado in her mouth, who just texted me to say that she can name 5 of the songs from the Star Wars jazz band. And I cannot. So
Which beats me. I just saw the movies. I
That is
didn't go that
too-
far.
No. Okay. And Atomic is gone. Thank you, Chris, for being thank you, Chris. Thank you, Brian, for being here. Nope.
I just read that comment.
Nope. That's it. We're done.
Show is over.
Show's over.
Show's
Everybody
over.
pack it.
before it goes totally sideways.
I just saw what nope. Anyway,
We'll go have Frito pie and go to the speakeasy soon.
yeah. Oh no, we need
Yes.
to do the speakeasy. I wanted to take her. Actually, I wanted to take her to the speakeasy because we went there like 2 weeks ago. I had a really good week, and
They embarrassed me.
I like tax write-offs, and so
They embarrassed me.
I took her out to we went to the hotel for drinks, and we tried to get into the speakeasy, and we couldn't get into the speakeasy, and then she dumped an entire drink on me.
Yeah, we got lucky that day that we got in.
You literally, so we went there. So that's why I had her go up instead of me dressed like my normal self. Because when we were there, they were like, oh, we're booked up for weeks. And you're like, how about right now? And then they
Yeah.
go, oh. And then it wasn't just that they were like open right then. They had like nobody in the place for the rest of the night.
It was great.
So we sat there for like 2.5 hours.
Mm-hmm. And then Tim says I allegedly spilled a drink on him.
You dumped an entire drink on me.
It was like a little bit.
It was an entire drink. It was a
No,
little
it
bit
was
of
not.
20 ounces.
No.
All right, that's enough. We're bothering Chris Putnam, CEO of the Dallas Express and Dallas Express Media. I'll go over and show them the old. Let's go over to the old website and give them a little good look here. I'm supposed to meet with Amy Robbins this week, by the way. I'm excited.
Great. I had dinner with her Thursday.
Yeah, because I was told, and Drew was there too, right? What a good guy.
Yeah, he's my COO. He's fantastic.
You got a hell of a team around you.
They are some of the best people. I mean, just amazing people.
And you can go check out the podcast there with Let's Talk Local. Lots of great stories here. I would always go over to the Dallas Express, again, a completely non-biased paper. It's a crazy concept having non-biased news. Also, before we get out of here, let's see what Kalshi.com/Tim Young is doing. Kalshi.com/Tim Young, and go play in the this is a good one. Play in the markets. Will Trump release any of the Epstein files this year? At some point, we are up to 49.7%. Fools, you fools.
Yeah.
It's down to
Probably
18%.
not.
Yeah,
Don't we already know who was at the island?
we do. I don't know
Yeah.
what we're waiting for, actually.
I don't either.
And let's see if there's anything else fun. And will Elon Musk create a new political party this year? Yeah, he's going to, isn't he? Or was it just a threat?
He's gonna do it, but it's not for the express purpose of electoral victory.
Yeah. So
We'll see what
Kalshi,
happens.
Kalshi usually very, very accurate with this stuff. I have never seen them wrong, actually, in the time I've been working with them. I'm not just saying that because I work with them. But yeah, great site, Kalshi.com/Tim Young. All right, Dallas Express CEO Chris Putnam, thanks for being here. And as always, Trinity, I'm very excited for you to be here. That was a disgusting
you.
conversation. You should be
And Trinity,
ashamed of
please
yourself.
let us know when you're gonna have a pool party.
Yeah.
I will
It
definitely.
looks great.
Also,
Everybody's
if,
invited except for Tim.
for your family that's watching, if they could have a talk with you tonight, maybe about just cleaning up your act.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a phone call from my grandmother being like, you okay?
Yeah. You're gonna get a phone call from
I
me.
know I'm not.
Are you
I'm
okay?
not okay because I work for Tim Young.
I'm worried about it. I'm worried about it.
Well,
By
you
the
know,
way, I had to rush. I had to rush to kind of announce that I had a relationship, so people would stop thinking that we were in one. I was getting tired of that,
mhm.
so it's exciting
Well.
for me.
Yeah.
At least y'all
And-
watch that rumor.
I don't want that.
True.
I'm not into children. All right, let's go.
Well, are you
Bye,
gonna tell them? Are you gonna
What?
tell them that we're not gonna be in the studio next week?
Oh, we're gonna be in DC next week.
Yes.
I don't know where we're gonna be filming in DC next week, but we're gonna be.
I got
mean,
you. I got
I
it
know.
covered.
Well, we have to find a place to do the show from. It might be Heritage. I don't know. We might pick a new place.
I could probably get you into the U.S. Institute of Peace, former U.S. Institute of Peace, and they have an outstanding rooftop. You can broadcast.
I will take you up on that, and we can,
All right.
we can promote them, and it'll make you look good.
Yeah, I'll do it.
But we're going to be filming with multiple members of Congress and cabinet secretaries doing the "What's in Your Office" next week.
You should get Brandon Gill to read you your own tweets back. That's his expertise. He's phenomenal at it.
Oh.
You know.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I already have a guy that does that.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Now wait a minute, Tim. Didn't you say XYZ?
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
He's
you
so
did.
great.
And I meant every word.
Love the guy. Love him.
No, no. It's a good. No, that's actually he should do that. That's
Yeah,
you know,
but that's a good bit.
when
should
you
do-
said that's it, then I go, it's a joke. Anyway, whatever, it doesn't matter.